Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
How are you feeling?
I feel good. I feel really good.
Before we even get to the fight, man, where the hell have you been?
Yeah, so I've been out. I sustained an injury, and I wasn't very public about it. You know, I wasn't really too psyched dealing with it in general, and it was quite the journey. It was quite the journey. It was my first real invasive injury in my career, and it is the longest time that I've ever gone without fighting or training. And it was pretty rough in the beginning, you know, but it is what it is. This is a sport that we're in, and it's going to happen. But on that note, I would like to address some of the casuals. You know, I think the UFC gets a lot of hate for not having life insurance and not, you know, for all the fighters. But for those of you who don't know, when you get injured getting ready for a fight in preparation, the UFC takes care of it. And the UFC took care of my arm and paid for everything. So I would like to, first of all, thank my surgeon, Dr. Tokish, for making me whole again, and to Al over at Aries Physical Therapy for rebuilding, and the RejuveGen spot. I got this recovery spot that I go to, and that was all paid for by the UFC. And I was, in the beginning, I wasn't really, you know, I was kind of in the dumps about it, but in retrospect, if I wouldn't have been in the UFC and everything would have been paid for out of my pocket and everything, the journey to recovery would have been very different. And I would just like to say that I'm very fortunate, and I feel very, very lucky to have the people that I do around me, to have my family, both blood and water. And it, you know, feels nice, feels right to be back here.
What was the injury?
That's classified, bro. You're gonna have to check HIPAA for that one.
I guess, you know, you talk about like it was rough in the beginning, but how difficult was it for you to be out of the cage? You had got to finish in the UFC, looked good, all this hype on you, and then you're gone for a little bit, and it feels like people kind of forgot about you.
It was the roughest shit ever. I mean, I could give two fucks if how people forgot about me, but for me, it was bullshit. It felt like the biggest cock block of my life, you know? Like, I get in here, first round sub, you know, win my debut, next thing you know, I'm out, you know? And I was supposed to fight fucking Stefan Erceg. I was all hyped, you know? He was ducking me the first few times, ducked me on the contender, and postponed our second fight. And it was after that postpone that you know, I had my stuff happen to me, and anyways, it took a lot of, it was cool. It was all good, you know, like, we're in the sport, shit's gonna happen, but it was all good, you know, it's all good. I had some shit to work on anyways.
Talking about this fight, what was the game plan coming in, and how do you feel about your performance?
Dominate him in every aspect. Dominate him on the feet, dominate him on the ground, and I feel like I did so. There was, you know, I don't like to use that term, you know, like ring rust, you know, that I had to kind of bust off, but there was a little bit. I was so happy to finally be back. I was so happy to be in there, and you know, I was like a quarter step behind on the feet. I was a quarter step, and he smacked me a few times. I'm like, ooh, woke me up, and felt good, you know, felt good. Found my way in. Everything was flow state. I don't even remember how I took him down, how I set it up, but it was beautiful, and it was airtight.
It feels like you, I mean, it looks like you took no damage. You don't really have a scratch on your face. Would you like to return somewhat soon, or would you like to take the holidays off?
I'm going to talk to my coaches about that. I dealt with some adversity in this fight camp that I had to power through, and so I'm going to talk to my manager and talk with my generals and see what the best decision on that is.
And finally, you kind of already mentioned it, but since you've been out, Steve Erceg fought for a title. You're supposed to fight him on Contender Series. You're supposed to fight him in the UFC. Whatever you thought of his, I guess, rise and his title shot, and is that a fight that you would like to get?
What did you think? I want to know what you thought. What did you think of his performance?
I thought it was,
Subpar.
I thought it was okay.
Subpar.
Is that a fight that you obviously want to?
I am counting the days. Counting the days. Can't wait.
I just have one for you. I'm just curious your thought process behind not revealing the injury. I understand I'm not asking you to reveal
No,
it, but
not
I'm
at
just
all.
curious, do you think that revealing it could be a potential weakness to a future opponent, or?
So here's the deal. I won't even bring up an injury until I've rebuilt it stronger than it once was. So I don't care. But a lot of people like Marab, post it as soon as they get injured. And we're in a sport where people are trying to capitalize on anything. So I don't really feel like it's something that I want to be putting out there. That's just me personally. I'm not going to be showing all my weaknesses and putting it out there. I feel like it's kind of fucking stupid, Everyone else, people can do what they want to do, but I don't feel like it's a very bright move, You want to get cut and expose it to the world and show you exactly where you got cut open. You want to show, it's just not my thing.
I think Dana White agrees with you. Last time that happened,
Thanks,
he was
Sergio.
pretty verbal about it.
I think any logical person would think that way, but
Just one question. Right before you were able to get the finish on the choke, the refs, it seemed that Lucas was grabbing at your hand. The ref stopped him, said, "Stop grabbing the gloves." Could you notice that he was grabbing the gloves?
no, I think he said, get his fingers out of my face. Are you talking about while we were on
Is
the
that what he
feet?
said? I thought he said about
Yeah,
the gloves.
no.
'Cause I thought he mentioned the gloves, that he was grabbing the gloves, and then right after that he let go, and then you were able to secure it.
When I had his back,
Yeah.
I didn't hear shit. I was so focused on choking him. Was he grabbing my glove? Is that what he was doing?
It looked like he maybe did, but then he stopped it, and then it's like he stopped defending it at all, and then you sunk it, then he sunk it even in closer. But I didn't know if you could feel that he was grabbing your gloves or anything along those lines.
I wasn't too focused on it. No, as soon as I took his back, I felt like it was pretty sunk already. Before it was really under his chin, I felt like I already had it.
Are you surprised he didn't tap, or is it just that quick that once you secure that in, that somebody will go out?
No, it took me a second to really get my second hand involved. I was trying to choke him out with one arm.
Yeah.
I wanted to Nate Diaz him. I wanted to choke him out with one arm and Nate Diaz him, try to get the 50K. But I was like, I'll probably just stick to the finish.
Yeah, because once you readjusted, you really got your hand. In fact, it seemed like you tucked your head over it as well, so you got it really locked in there.
The way it's supposed to be done. Yeah, I was trying to do it with one hand, and then I'm like, I think I'm just gonna finish it.
Congrats on the victory.
Thank you so much.
I got one more for you.
Absolutely.
The promotion announced today, Pantoja's defending his title in December against Kai Sakura, who's making his UFC debut. Just want your thoughts on Kai getting the immediate title shot coming from Ryzen.
Is it Kai Kara or wait, who?
Kai Sakura, he's a Japanese fighter coming from Ryzen.
Oh, okay.
I just wanted to know your thoughts. Like, do you think it kind of revitalized the flyweight division, or do you think there's people in the division that deserve it over him?
I don't really know. I don't really know the guy from Ryzen. I'm sure he's good. It seems like they need hitters to go and take it to Pantoja, and I am really looking forward to it. I think me and Pantoja stylistically have the perfect. We're kind of somewhat identical, and I'm waiting to fight Pantoja. If they're giving fucking Stefan Erceg a shot, I'm gonna make it a real title fight. I'm not gonna dance around. It's not gonna be no bullshit. But I'm sure the guy from the Asian from Ryzen's gonna make a good fight, and whatever. I'm gonna go stomp a few people and take it to Pantoja here pretty soon.
Congrats.
Thank you so much.
Clay, congrats on the win. Just to follow up with Alex, main event, obviously in your weight class. Let's keep the analyst hat on. How does that go?
Say that again.
Let's keep the analyst hat on. In your weight class, the main event tonight, give me a little analysis. What do you think happens? With Roy Vaughan.
I don't think I understand your question. You said the analyst. Are you talking about you guys?
No, I'm
or-
saying like,
Oh, keep my analyst hat on. And give my opinion on what exactly?
On the main event tonight.
On the
in
main
your
event.
weight
Oh,
class,
okay.
kind of
Dude, it's going to be a great fight. I hope it is a great fight. I know, the Japanese kid, Totsoto, am I pronouncing it right? Totsoto, he's good, I think Royval is going to really take it to him, though. I think he's got the reach on him. He's got the reach on him, and I think their grappling is, I don't believe that one is completely outweighs the other, and I think it's going to be a great fight. I'm excited for both of them. Royval is really cool. I've never really got to meet Totsoto. He doesn't speak English, so I don't think I'll really, get to meet him. But they're both super chill, so I hope it's a great fight. And I love all of the light that is bringing to our division. I think now more than ever, people are spending time about it, and because we put on a great show. The jiu-jitsu is very technical, and it's a good fighter's fight. It's people who understand the game that can actually appreciate it, and appreciate the level of technicality for as long as we're able to put it up for.
Yes, sir. And last for me, I appreciated that walkout song, man. Why'd you choose that?
Oh,
one of the
dude,
big bangers,
that's
Jimmy?
it. I always walk out to Jimmy. Voodoo's the only way, bro. Ever since I was 16 years old. And, it's funny because my old man will always try to, tell me to, oh, this one sounds cool, or, oh, what about this one? And I'm like, nah, I ain't switching it up. And I might switch it up depending on how I'm feeling, but I only really have, 2 or 3 that I switch it up on. But that one really sets the tone.
Absolutely perfect, and perfect performance tonight. Well done, sir.
Thank you so much.